Be careful.
What is the Rocky Horror Picture Show? I'm a little embarrassed to admit that I've never actually seen the 1970s cult classic that's been running in theaters longer than any movie in cinematic history. But with Halloween around the corner, I decided it was finally time to put things right.
And what better a way to pop my Rocky Horror cherry than with an underground screening in the Paris Catacombs.
So we've just disappeared below ground and we're going to penetrate deep into the catacombs.
And somewhere around 30 feet below the city, things took a rather festive turn.
Sorry, I can't even find where I am.
Why are we here?
A couple of my friends wanted to go watch the Rocky Horror Picture Show at Studio Galande, but they haven't actually seen the show before. What? I know, people haven't seen it. So I wanted to
Meet fellow expat and purveyor of the Parisian underworld, Alexander J.E. Bradley, a cataphile with a mustache that Dali would be proud of. And he's invited me to the subterranean cinema and bar he carved out of the darkness.
We dug out the ground to create a semicircle amphitheater so that we have a beautiful place to sit whilst we can watch the film. This place is a labyrinth. It's not somewhere to go if you don't know.
Here, he goes by the cataphile name La Cigale, and he knows the underground quarries as well as the men that dug them. He's mapped these tunnels and even slept in hammocks down here to finish molding the space into the perfect escapist lair.
Who should you meet? Who should you approach? Where should you hang out in Paris to gain access into this world?
Hang around a manhole and see if anybody opens it.
After a champagne aperitif by candlelight, we gathered round the amphitheater as movie night began, with some pre-show entertainment, just like the old days.
Watching Betty Boop in the catacombs.
Said no one ever. And finally, it was time for the movie we'd all come to see. And like any respectable Rocky Horror screening, our host had a few tricks up his boots.
It's amazing.
A musical celebration of freak culture? A tragic masterpiece? However you try to explain Rocky Horror, there's probably no use in putting labels on it, because it's not really about the movie, it's about the fans, and the subculture they've created around it. The rebellious 1980s was the heyday for this movie, and for our host Alexander, it was practically a rite of passage.
What is Rocky Horror Show for you? What's your connection
Oh,
to it?
jeez. I really think it changed me. It kind of made me feel a little bit happy with being who I am. I went to a Catholic boys' school that was very regimented, and if you were anything that was not, you were ostracized. And I think I realized that there was another world out there. And I think Rocky Horror showed me that.
Too bad our projector ran out of juice halfway into the movie. And if I wanted to see the full show above ground, I was going to need some tips on the Rocky Horror rituals.
What's the number one rule for watching Rocky Horror?
Number one rule for watching Rocky Horror: bring rice.
There's only one other place in Paris to find a screening of the Rocky Horror Picture Show: Studio Galande. For nearly 40 years, this petite Parisian picture house has been showing the cult film twice a week, alongside the theatre's resident troupe of performers.
So I don't really know what to expect. Apparently they throw ketchup at you and water sprays across the whole cinema. gets a little crazy.
Mainstream culture wasn't ready for Rocky Horror. And when it was first released in 1977, it was a commercial flop. Audiences mocked and mimicked the film, catcalling and talking back to the screen, spawning its own sideshow at late-night screenings. News spread of this outrageous midnight movie, and a subculture was born. A whole performance community participating in some sort of secret code that they were all in on. At a time when being different could be very isolating, it was one of the very few places you could release your inner freak in relative safety for the price of a movie ticket. Before the internet changed everything, before you could find other people like you at the click of a mouse, Rocky Horror was the movie that had the power to change lives, change the course of history. So this Halloween, get some rice, get out your leopard print, and get yourself to the Rocky Horror Picture Show. And you never know where you might find a screening.
If you're just joining the party, be sure to catch the rest of the episodes of this series on the Messy Nessie Chic YouTube channel. Also, don't forget about my book, Don't Be a Tourist in Paris. It's the one with the stripper pole on the front cover, and it's all about Paris unknown. Find it at shop.messynessiechic.com. See you next time.